Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us during this live stream event. We wanted to make this product announcement live so that you could see the passion and the excitement that our team has for this wonderful achievement. And what we're about to show you is the future in chemical feed. What you're about to see is the reimagined M3 Peristaltic metering pump. So during this live stream event, I'm going to first show you the pump that we're talking about, that we're so excited about, and then I'll go over 3 key points as to what makes this pump so extraordinary and why we're so excited about it. And then I'll be going over pre-order information, like when we'll start taking pre-orders, and then I'll tell you the date we plan on shipping this pump, because our goal is to get this pump to you as soon as possible so you can experience the future in chemical feed. So before I show you this pump, which I'm super excited to show you right now, I want to go over 3 key issues that I have with current metering pump technology in our industry, in water and wastewater treatment. First, I feel like the displays on these chemical metering pumps are very small and hard to read and configure with those small displays. And a lot of metering pumps don't even have displays at all. They just have knobs and pre-programmed push buttons. Makes it difficult to configure, really limits your capabilities of the pump. You also need expensive controllers when you have pumps designed this way to get the pump to do what you need it to do for your process. Another issue, the second issue I have with metering pumps that are available in the marketplace today, is that they're very limited in their remote connectivity options. What I mean by that is like your legacy connections, 4 to 20 milliamp input, 0 to 10 volt DC, remote start stop, all that. But in addition to the newer network protocols like ProfiBus, Modbus. So if you have an older pump, it means you have to then get a converter to convert those signals over to the newer network protocols. The third issue that I see with a lot of metering pumps in the marketplace today is that they're stagnant from the date you purchase that pump. And so that means your pump and the software and the features are never going to be improved over time with new capabilities. And I'll go over that later on in this event and give you an example of what I mean. So without further ado, it's the moment we've been waiting for, the unveiling of the reimagined M3 Peristaltic metering pump. Here we go. So I'm so excited to be showing this. I mean, I've been waiting for this moment for 3 years now. We've been working on this over 3 years. And the day has finally arrived where I can show you this. We've redesigned the enclosure. We have different angles on it, these new edges that really give the pump a more modern, cutting edge look. And then you're going to notice, probably first, was this big 5-inch, beautiful, vibrant touchscreen display. It's so cool. When you work with this pump, it feels like you're working with a pump from the future. I'm going to talk a little bit about this touchscreen right now, this big 5-inch touchscreen. It is so powerful and so easy to use. We can now give you so much more information in one viewing angle, which makes your life so much easier to check on status or information of your chemical metering pump. But also, having all this real estate and we have this flexibility to populate the area with new buttons and on-screen keyboards that makes it simple to set up the software. We've done a little bit of research when we were designing the software, and there's 3.8 billion people in the world today that use smartphones. And I'm sure each and every one of you're probably watching this live stream event on a smartphone. If you're not, you might have one in your pocket or sitting next to you on a table. We know, just like us, that you understand how to work with those smartphones. You feel confident in swiping, working in app drawers, working with apps, selecting settings with simple swipes. So we designed this software to operate just like the smartphone that you're used to using. It's super intuitive. When you start working with this software and this pump, you're going to feel right at home. And so we have David and a few other of our team members that are going to go in a little bit more detail about how great this 5-inch touchscreen is. Of course, it is UV protected. It can also handle harsh environments, and it works with or without gloves. It's a fantastic display. Gives us so much more capabilities. So next, I want to go over our communications on the back of the pump. So Core, can you rotate the pump, please? As you can see, we love technology at Blue White. Why would you want to lift it when you can automate it, right? Okay, so here we have the back of the pump. Can you see this okay? Yeah? All right. So I brought up that second issue, the lack of communication options with a lot of metering pumps in the marketplace today. How did we address this issue? How do we make your life easier? Well, we know that there's a lot of plants that run on the legacy, I call it legacy communication connections, like 4 to 20 milliamp, 0 to 10 volt DC input, remote start stop, relay output. All of those connections are on the top back of the pump. You can see we have 6 M12 connectors here, which are very robust industry standard connectors. And it makes it simple to wire your pump and get it going with those type of legacy connections, which is still very popular in a lot of water and wastewater treatment plants today. However, I do know that a lot of plants are upgrading, or they plan on upgrading their network to newer network protocols. And so that's why on the bottom of the pump, easy access, we have the newer network protocols like ProfiBus, Modbus TCP, and Ethernet IP, all built into the back of the pump. And so I guess I just want all of you to know, and I want to be very clear about this, that this is like an industry first to have all of these communication capabilities, remote capabilities, all built into one pump and one model number. And so it's really simplifying your ordering process. I'm going to give you an example of when this would come in handy, right? So I do talk to a lot of treatment plant operators, and a lot of them need a pump like now, right? But their plant runs on these more legacy connections, which is fine. You know, they need the 4 to 20 milliamp input. So they need a pump today that can work with 4 to 20 milliamp input, but they know that the plant is planning an upgrade in a year from now or a couple years from now, and they're going to go to a newer protocol technology, right? Well, you could buy this pump today, use it with the 4 to 20, and then a year from now or whenever your plant goes through this network protocol upgrade, the pump is ready for that. This pump is truly designed for the future. So, Core, would you mind turning this back around? You know, as we turn this around, I did forget to mention something about this touchscreen. I want to read you a quote. Of course, we have many of these pumps out in the field right now. They've been beta tested for a long time now. And I want to give you a quote. I did talk to an operator about the pump, and we're getting this great feedback, which is important. But I will tell you, and I can't use his name because I didn't get the authorization to do so, but he did say, and I wrote this down, its sexy feature is the touch screen. Everyone loves seeing the touch screen. It gives the pump a modern, cutting-edge look. And so the same person also said it's just so easy to work with. It's almost fun to work with and configure. And so that was our goal. That was our intent with working on the software and the touchscreen. So anyway, the third key point I want to make about this pump is the fact that it was designed for the future. These pumps are designed to continuously get better through software updates. So what does that mean? So let me explain this to you. First of all, this pump is built with so many capabilities already. And perhaps we'll make some other videos to go over these new capabilities. I would love to share them with you. But one of them is this what do we call it, remote auto prime feature. So let me explain to you why this feature comes in handy. I've been to water treatment plants where, say they're pumping sodium hypochlorite into a reservoir, and say it's low demand time, right? Maybe over a weekend or during the middle of the night, there's low demand. So that sodium hypochlorite gets an opportunity to create vapor, and the vapor, the gas, will fill up that suction line, right? So now you have all this gas in the suction line. Then when the pump kicks on in the morning, it's probably running at a slower speed because that's all you really want to dose into your reservoir is a small amount of chemical. But it's going to take a while for that air to evacuate and get pumped out of that suction line. So what we've created is what we call a remote auto prime. So you can have the pump auto prime every morning or when it kicks on, and you can pre-program the speed and the amount of time the pump is running. So say you want to run the pump at 100% motor speed for 10 seconds every time it kicks on in the morning. So that pump will evacuate that air quickly and then go into its normal run cycle, right? So that's just one example of a feature that we've created that's now in this new M3 chemical metering pump that can be, think of the possible other new software features that we can create in the future. And we can only do that with a pump that is field upgradable with firmware. And so we made that upgrade process simple with this pump because we expect a lot of our customers and operators want to get those new features in the pump when they're available. So let's see here. This pump is tremendous. We're all super excited about it. So now I want to introduce some of our team members that had a lot to do with designing this product and all that. And the first person I'd like to introduce is Patrick. He is our chief engineer, and he was the project lead on this project. And he's standing by in our Studio 53, which is our R&D department right now. It's just across the hall. So Patrick, can you tell us a little bit more about the software and hardware of the M3 pump?
Over the past 3 years, our team has been working hard to reimagine our M3 peristaltic metering pump. We set out to make the M3 simple and intuitive to use, while also building a platform that will improve over time. This will be accomplished with regular software updates that will introduce new features and functionalities for the pump. To tell you more about this new software, here is David.
Thanks, Patrick. The M3 software has been designed with the operator in mind. The user interface is built upon software which is used in a wide variety of desktop and mobile applications. We've also introduced a startup guide that will assist with getting the pump set up faster. A lot of thought and consideration went into the user interface with the added mindset of making everything more intuitive and easy to use. The buttons are large and bold for better touchability even with gloves on. We made sure to keep the text large and legible to maintain readability of the content. We use simple recognizable icons to make operating the pump more intuitive. One of our objectives was to require as few manual steps as possible for the user to accomplish their task. For example, there's now a dedicated home button to quickly get you out of any menu. This is our first pump to offer a user interface that is both simple and intuitive to use, and we're really excited to get this out to you. Back to you, Patrick.
Thank you, David. The M3 has also gone through a physical transformation. We looked at different points of improvement. These included making the pump lighter, but still strong with different materials of construction. We also removed the need for a junction box and created a simple overlay to tell what each input and output does on the pump. To tell you more about the M3, here is Hip.
Thanks, Patrick. We completely overhauled the M3. Our objective was to make a product that is simple to operate and easy to install. The 5-inch screen works off capacitive technology, allowing both hands and gloves to work with the display. It is very responsive, even with gloves on. The screen has multiple colors to indicate the status of the pump, making it easily visible from across the room. We completely removed the need for a junction box by adding IP-rated M12 connectors and industrial protocols. We also included wiring information on the rear label to make installation easier. The pump is overall 8 pounds lighter due to the redesigned enclosure. We thoroughly tested the pump from the most frigid temperatures to scorching heat. All these improvements were made and we were adamant about maintaining our performance of 33.3 gallons per hour up to 125 psi. Our goal was to make the M3 with the operator in mind. We made sure to keep the installation process as simple as possible, and we're eager to get this fantastic pump to you. Back to you, Patrick.
So that's the new M3 Peristaltic metering pump. Gone are the days where you purchase a pump and its features remain stagnant for years. We plan to ensure customers receive software updates that will evolve the pump's functionality for years to come. Back to you, Rob.
All right. Thank you, Patrick, David, and Hip. You know, this is just a few of our team members that played an important role in the development of the M3 Peristaltic metering pump. We really have such a big team, a big group of teams, really. We have the software engineers, we have electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and they all work together, and even lab technicians and operators out in the field. And this was just such a combined effort, and so it was great to hear some of the guys on the team talk about, you know, their favorite features of the pump. What David mentioned was the the user interface, and he really played an important role on the design of that, and I think he did a great job along with the other team members. And I want to show you just how easy it is to work with this touch screen. You know, I could do it right here. I could start the pump, but I don't think you can really see it that great on the camera. I'll stop the pump. I can go to the app drawer here to select some of their apps, see the swiping, go home. Now I'm back in run mode. So I do have a little demo to queue up. Core, could you please queue up that demo? So here it is. You can see the screen is locked. We unlock it by pressing that rectangle on the bottom. Now he's going to go into the app drawer, select the 4 to 20 milliamp app or icon. We're going to go into settings right now to configure that. You could see you could type in using an on-screen keyboard the settings, or you can go to the graphics here, and using your fingers you can drag that ramp around. Key here is to save it. Now you can see those numbers are populated in those text boxes. Go back home. Now you're back in that 4 to 20 milliamp mode, ready to go. That's how fast and easy that was. Now we're going to go back. Stop the pump. We're going to go to the app drawer, select manual speed adjust, and now we're in manual speed adjust mode. And that's the mode we're in right here. And that's how easy it is to work with the software on the new M3 Peristaltic metering pump. So up next, we have Rich, and he's standing by in our sales department, and he's going to be telling you about some of his favorite features. Rich?
Thanks, Rob. The M3 is the flagship of Blue & White's Peristaltic pump line. When Blue & White decided to upgrade the M3 series pump, our goal was to make a pump that is simple to operate and simple to configure. We listened to our customers' feedback and acted. The pump has been upgraded with you, the customer, in mind. You know, back in my day, it was required to have an operation manual for the pump. Now, there's virtually no need for an operation manual at all. There is a setup guide that will walk you through step by step to configure your pump. The menu structure is organized and is easy to navigate in and out of. The junction box has been removed to simplify wiring connections. The M3's outstanding 5-year warranty, which is not common in industry, comes standard for this series pump. The M3 has been upgraded to all available hardware to date, and we're not finished. Any future options that can benefit our customers is going to be resolved by a simple software update. That's the newly updated M3. Simple to operate, simple to configure. Our team worked hard developing this pump, and we're looking forward to getting this amazing pump to you. Back to you, Rob.
All right, Rich. Thank you so much. Great job there. So what I liked that Rich had to share was that we really created this software to be so intuitive, so easy to work with and configure that you would not need an instruction manual to operate the pump. I remember, you know, a few years ago when we were sitting around a table discussing the newly redesigned M3, which you see here. We were doing some sketches, and we were laying out the requirements list, or like the spec list, right? Which is what we always do before we start a project. And up at the top, it said the software and the pump has to be so simple to use and operate and set up that there'll be no need for an operating manual. Now, we do have an operating manual, but that was our intent with the design of the M3 software. All right, so because we want to make it so simple, it'll really make an impact on your efficiency when you're working with the pump and setting up the pump, and simplify chemical feed. Anyway, so now standing by is Taylor. Taylor is down on our production floor, and he's going to be going over some of his favorite features with the new M3 pump. So Taylor, take it away.
Thanks, Rob, and thank you for joining us for this exciting announcement. This is a huge milestone for Blue White, but it's so much more than a product launch. It's a new beginning. At Blue White, we believe in embracing cutting-edge technology to simplify people's lives. That's why when we developed the M3, we designed our own operating system, so we could continue to build upon it over time. What this means is, in the coming months, you can expect to see new IoT features rolled out that'll simplify startups, operation, maintenance, and much more. These IoT features are already built into the pump and will become available through planned software updates, and you can easily perform these updates in the field. Our vision for the future is that our products are smarter and more connected to other devices. The M3 product launch is the first step of many in this direction. I would like to thank you for your support and partnership, and I invite you to join us as we embark on this exciting future that we are building at Blue White. And now, I'll give it back to Rob. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Taylor. Great job. Let's see, Taylor did talk a bit about how incredible the pump is right now, and I noticed he talked a lot about the future of this pump and what we have planned for. So I guess if you know me, you know I love talking about the future and how exciting it is. And so anytime we were talking about this project and discussing a decision to be made, we always talked about the future ramifications, or and so every decision was made with the future in mind, which is an example of why we've added so many newer network protocol connections on the back. Because although I like Ethernet IP, some other plant may prefer Modbus TCP. I don't know. But this pump is designed for whatever path you choose in the future when you upgrade your plant. Also, the firmware is going to continuously get better. But I do want to mention one thing. When we ship the pump, it's packed with so many new features and capabilities. It's probably one of the highest tech metering pumps out there with its lineup of capabilities. So my point is, you don't really need to upgrade the firmware in the field. It's fine the way it is, but we want to give you that option to be able to upgrade the firmware to get those new capabilities in the future, like Taylor mentioned. So anyway, so today we did cover the new pump, the new design, the 5-inch touchscreen display. We talked about all the great protocols on the back, and that gives you so much more flexibility. And then we talked about this great package we have that could be easily upgraded in the field. So now I want to go over pre-orders. Okay? So you can start pre-ordering this pump today, right after this live stream event. You can place your order, and how you do that is you can go onto our website, blue-white.com. You'll see we've created a new banner along the top announcing this product. And then you're going to see a link to watch this video again because it's being recorded, or place your pre-order. And so we've made it so simple for you to do this. Now, I do want to talk to you about the shipping date. The shipping date is scheduled for October 8th, 2021. Okay, so we want to get this pump to you as soon as possible so that you can experience the future of chemical feed. I have one more announcement to make, though. Yes, we've built this awesome new technology, but this is more than, it's bigger than an M3 pump. I mean, we built this operating system, we built this platform, this new tech, which is really a controller. And so we want to be able to use this on some of our other products. And so we do have planned to be rolling out the same technology on the larger M4 peristaltic metering pump. So right now you see the M3. The M4 is obviously bigger, it's got more output. So we'll be using the same technology on the M4 next. We haven't announced the date on that yet, but I just wanted to give you that added information. And then for our industrial customers, I want to share this with you too. This technology is just so cool. We want to deliver it to your industrial customers as well, to get the added benefits from this new tech. So we will be rolling this out to the industrial products as well. And then one more thing, yes, this is a peristaltic pump, but if you have processes in your plant and you want to have a diaphragm pump in that area, we are going to be rolling out this technology with diaphragm pumps too in the future. So this is just the beginning, like Taylor said. The future is so exciting with chemical feed, and you're getting a glimpse of it right now. So I want to thank you for joining us with this live stream event. It's the first time we've ever done this. I had a great time. So I know we'll be doing it again soon, and I want you to join us when we do. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for looking at the future of chemical feed. And until next time, please follow us on LinkedIn and log on to our website for those updates. We're going to be posting videos and more content regarding this product. So thanks again, and bye everyone.